Hey yo, you see it above me, you know what we're about to get into. Folks, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, and your birthday all came early on this day. I'm pretty sure we all woke up to the same thing and with the same feeling. It was very much anticipated, but not quite expected. See, we didn't expect a surprise album drop from Kendrick Lamar on a random Friday in November. Well, maybe not entirely random. And after 3 listens and rinsing through specific songs over and over and over again, I can honestly say that I absolutely love this album. I love this album a whole lot more than I love the last 2. And I love those last 2 albums. But with this album, there aren't no complicated emotions and feelings that are tied to my enjoyment. Normally with Kendrick albums, there's like a story or a complex or a theme that every song kind of ties into, which is great. That's what makes Kendrick a great artist. This album is just vibes, and I'm here for it. You want to know what the theme of this album is? You ever heard of the song Moonwalking in Calabasas? This is Crip Walking in California. I mean, yeah, there are certain songs on this album that have a story, theme, or concept tied to it. Yeah, there's a certain motif of a woman singing in Spanish or a Spanish guitar playing in the beginning of certain songs. But is it jarring to me? Does it interrupt or ruin my listening experience? No. That being said, I don't even have a breakdown. I'm just gonna go through every song on this album and just give you my quick thoughts. There's something absolutely fascinating to me about his approach on this first track. It's kind of like a dark, brooding nature in the way that he expresses that, especially after what we saw earlier this year. He is undeniable. Certain points in the song, he was like, yeah, I peep shit, and I will take it personally. And I will take it there. Real quick, I love the fact that he takes this opportunity to address the Lil Wayne Super Bowl situation. How he expresses that all his life he's been inspired by Lil Wayne and influenced by Lil Wayne. He idolized Lil Wayne so much so that, I mean, you can see the album cover. It's kind of paying homage to the Carter 2.
It's a reach. But it's in my range. That's all I'm saying, bro.
And that influence and inspiration carried him to where he would become one of the biggest rappers on the face of this planet, being selected to headline the halftime show at the Super Bowl next year, being held in Louisiana. And yet. I already made a whole video about the entire situation. Let's move on. When we heard this song as a snippet in the beginning of the Not Like Us video, I wanted so badly for Kendrick to prove me wrong that we weren't going to get a full version of this song, let alone it being on the album. Because remember when this happened?
Another classic CD, ghetto lullaby for everyone they MC.
And we didn't even get a full version of that song. I'm glad he proved me wrong. At first listen, this was the exact moment when I realized that I was gonna like this album more than I liked the last 2. I love the production, I love the Luther Vandross sample, I love what Kendrick does over it, and I absolutely love the SZA feature. This is how you utilize SZA on your song. I agree with you. You deserve it all. You absolutely deserve it all. Again, just vibes. This is that West Coast fun that I absolutely love. I'm here for it. This is without a doubt my favorite song on the album. No exaggeration. How do you sample Tupac and then in the last verse of the song, take a page out of DMX's book of spirituality by talking to God? How do you fuse 2 of my favorite rappers of all time in one song? I absolutely love the story that he tells on this song. No words. Just no words. Busted! I don't know if anybody else got this vibe, but given how much Kendrick has been getting into fashion, this is runway music, and I kind of with it. Big fun. He's just having big fun on this album. Another dope storytelling track on this album. I absolutely love the SWV sample, but what I love more is the fact that they got SWV to actually go in and redo the vocals for the chorus. At least that's what it sounds like to me. It does not sound like old vocals. This is Kendrick on his Grown Man. He talks about Black Hippie and everything that happened there, how he wanted to build something of his own for his career away from TDE, and the conversations surrounding that and the understanding that they all had to come to. And at the end of the day, no matter whatever happens, nothing will ever break that bond between Kendrick and Top Dawg. Every time Kendrick uses his platform to spotlight LA artists that you or I probably have never heard of outside of the mainstream, it is always going to slap, and we are always going to want to listen to them afterwards. Every feature on this album absolutely delivered, but this track right here, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the features, and I will be checking them out. Ending off the album with another concept track where he metaphorically expresses that no matter the highs and lows, the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations, he will always be dedicated to his craft.